My lure there, and I've been making them for a while. Nobody knows me, but I'm not perfect, but I do. I know there's thousands of lure makers out there, so I wanted to come up with something different. Super High Five is very different. It's a water lure. I think I've never smelt anything like it on the market. K9 Plus has got an extremely different base. It's a meat base, but I don't think it's on the market. And so I've just tried all my lures, tried to do something a little different. And I'm just going to make a little one here. Ever since I started lure making, I started tracking, I've just been intrigued with lure making, all the different ins and outs, what goes with what goes with this. And I've wasted, if the batch isn't perfect, I'll maybe try to make a bait out of it or something, but I've tossed a lot too. But so I'm just going to do a Coyote gland lure. And nothing real fancy on this one, but a lot of times I will use a food processor, but these have he's already been ground and everything. They already got they're already been preserved. Ice cream.
But we could save our own coyote glands and do this with the fresh coyote glands.
Yeah, this is just straight coyote gland.
Is that all the glands, or is that just the anal glands, or?
This is the sex glands, the kernels, the anal glands, and black.
Even a coyote that's worthless for the fur, you can land them out. Can't you just get that man gland right quick and save them?
Yeah, you can. I usually skin them all.
So that's
but because I'm going after the glands, I like the kernels.
How important is it to get that hair off of them rear ends?
That's, some people tell you it's not, but I like to get it off. I just do it when I'm skinning.
get most of it off.
I get most of it off, but I don't really think it matters that much.
Now with this recipe you're doing, would it work for cat glands and fox glands?
It will work with all glands, yeah. They're funky too.
Woo! Yeah! That's good stuff. Woo!
The wind shifted.
Make a believer out of it.
The wind shifted, didn't it? All right. I'm gonna have
Vic's vapor rub is your friend. Put a little bit right there and you'll never smell it.
I'm just gonna add it. They've already got some glycerin.
So what ratio, how many ounces of glands have you got? How many ounces of glycerin?
I got 32 ounces of glands.
4 glands.
Then I'm gonna put in about 4 ounces of glycerin.
When you take out your poop tube, do you leave any poop in there, or you strip it out?
Who's asking that?
I did over
Oh,
there.
right here. No, I do not leave any in there. Yeah, absolutely not. Just stir that in there real good.
And the glycerin is to keep it from freezing, I guess? Or?
Yeah, it's antifreeze. It binds it too. It smooths it out. See a lot of them kernels, and these are good glands. It really, it just blends it and smooths it, and it's an antifreeze. It's already got some in there, and it's already been preserved.
say they were fresh or?
No, they're
Aged.
they're aged.
Do you grind them and then age them?
I should, but I don't.
I tell you what, when they're that stage and they need to be ground again, it's a mess. ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
It seems like it gets out of your food processor and slings everywhere.
Now this is just asafoetida, one of my tinctures here. I'm just gonna do 1 ounce of it.
What was that?
Asafoetida gum tincture. It's a good coyote attractant. Johnny Thorpe calls it the king of coyote lures, but a lot of times I do use a food processor, but I didn't want to fight that mess.
How long have they been aged, do you think?
I wrote it down. They're about 6 months.
6 months, that's about what I age my cat lambs, 6 months. Before I do anything.
I buried mine.
And I put mine in the garden bag and sealed them. The burying's probably better, it's too late. But you know, you can do a tote
Yeah.
and put peat moss over it. I do, if I bury them, that's what I do. I put them in a big tote, I cover it with peat.
I dig a hole and tell my wife.
Don't go.
She knows a certain area. She's been good. She lets me do this in the garage.
Yeah, that's a good, that's a good, that's a good
She
wife.
does have a strict no skunk policy. This is civet oil. Asafoetida is kind of harsh, and then civet's a little sweeter.
Mellows it out.
Mellows it out.
Yeah.
Do an ounce of that too.
What was that you had there?
Civet.
Said,
It's an African little weasel-like thing, I believe. What we call a civet, like spotted skunk, and that ain't what it is, you know, it's Asian.
Kind of looks like a coon,
Yeah,
little long.
Oh, okay, I know.
Fisher, looks like a fisher,
Yeah.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like I said, it's been preserved, but I always put a little bit more in it. This is that Stop It Blackies makes. And it's got several different preservatives. It will help with mold as well. So I use this a lot. Use sodium benzoate too. I love this one. It gets clumped up, so I just smash it up. That there's just about a half ounce. But it's already been preserved. I just do that to kind of help. This is strong stuff. It don't take much. And it's already got some in it.
That's what he milked to get that. I'd like to see you milking that civet.
It's all imitation. Now, there's all different people talk about fixatives and stuff. And I feel like a lot of natural glands have fixatives. You can use ambergris, different things you can use as a fixative, but I know Steve likes ambergris. This is my favorite. This is rough.
Spill it, spill it,
Huh?
spill it.
Well, I don't really have a name for it. I copied it from Carmen. It's taking the skunk glands, full glands, and the fat around them, and burying them, and letting it age.
Sweet skunk.
I call it sweet skunk. He calls it aged mud.
It's sweet, all right.
Yeah, it's not bad. But that's the only skunk I'm allowed to use.
Yeah, I like the smell of that.
Yeah, I like it. I use it a lot.
And does that kind of boost the cow, gland smell, or is it a carrier, or
Well,
fixative, or what?
It gives it a total different, it adds a little different odor to it. And, that's what, it's just black, and it's funky when the stages of it, I tell you straight up. It's just funky as all get out. But yeah, it's a good fixative, it's a, I wouldn't really call it a carrier. Now this, a lot of times I will have hair on me. That's 2 ounces.
Is this gonna be for sale in there after a while?
It can be,
Can you
absolutely.
bottle that?
I will for a fact.
Now, what's the name on that so we know what we're getting?
Kyle Gland.
Kyle Glandular, UTK special.
Demo.
Yeah.
Demo.
Like to add this sometimes. Beaver oil sacks. Gives it a different, I use it a lot in cat lures. It gives it, and especially with castor base, but it gives it a little different. I think it kind of mellows it out a lot. I saved a lot of, try to use a lot of oil sacks and castor.
That's the oil sack, right?
That's the oil sacks, ground up, preserved.
Now, is it just the sacks or oil in it, or? Little bit of oil.
A little bit of,
left
some
up?
of them got the oil. If they're small, I just put them in, I don't put them in my, sack to keep them froze until I'm ready to use them. And, if they're big, I squeeze the oil out and it's still got some in it.
Right.
Yeah, you know why $25 per ounce?
Yeah, definitely.
One thing, I try to use best ingredients I can. I try to use uncut ingredients. I found a supplier that I can get really good stuff uncut. So I don't want to step on it. I try to use it as is.
That's what old Norman says. His lures are expensive, but he uses the best of the best ingredients.
I'm not in this to make money. I want to put the best lure I can, let people use it and have the best success possible. But I don't want to go broke either. There's a lot of money in all this. I told my, what's that?
I know Steve likes to make his, but I think I'll just buy mine. It looks like it's
I
more
told my daughter one time, she was younger, I told her that my biggest fear is if I die, my wife would sell all my trapping stuff for what I told her I paid for it.
Yeah.
Now, this is a great lure as is right here. A lot of times I throw a couple ounces of urine in it. I didn't bring that with me. I've done it both ways. I don't use a lot of urine in certain ones, but I know Steve's a big urine guy. But I didn't bring it. But this is a good lure as is.
Pasty, but I just got a pasty.
I like a pasty consistency.
A lot of your older lures, the gland lures, are real thin. They were just like gland rubbed through your.
This is straight gland.
Yeah.
With a couple
It
additives.
smells good. I can smell it from
Yeah,
here.
I mean, this hitting.
A coyote ought to pick that up.
Yeah.
It just makes trick my trigger.
Dogs up on that hill smell.
Don't tell me your wife ordered that for perfume.
If she smelled like right money, that perfume, that's
I got a question.
Where we at?
I save all my cotton gland. I don't make lures, but I sell the glands. And I've noticed when you take the anal gland out, it's got a definite smell. It's strong. But all the other glands, I mean, there's zero smell to
Right.
them at all. What value do all them other glands have to a lure maker?
We can't smell them with the coyote can. A lot of them are like ones. A lot of them they use like to rub on things with, and that leaves a scent.
It's like an orbital gland on a deer, maybe.
Yeah. You notice any cat, even a house cat, rubs on everything, and that's what you think they're just loving on you. They're marking you. Yeah. So, and when they age, they all smell.
But if you're in a quick and dark coyote where the glands by far, the anal glands are the biggest.
Yes.
The other glands are all small.
Yeah. The kernels, like the back legs.
You get 4 inches, 6 inches of the gut with the
Yeah.
angles. Strip the poop out of it.